Hello and good morning to you. This is Cliff Graves from Trainwell Boxing. I hope you lot are fine. And today we just want to sort of just have a generalized chat. Nothing too heavy. All right. I just want to flag up if the phone goes, my phone goes, I will take the call. I might have to stop the video and then restart it again. I'll tell you what's happening. We're trying to sell our home. We've had an offer on our home. We rejected it. We said a counter offer. So we're waiting to see if that is going to be accepted. So quite an important phone call. Should a boxer have a social life? Do you know what? That depends. That depends, doesn't it? That depends where you're at in your boxing career. Are you a top rated amateur fighter getting prepped for the ABAs, for example, or Olympics, representing your country, England, Wales, Scotland, or whatever, Northern Ireland, whatever? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Are you even above that, a world-class fighter where you've been separated from your family, you've gone away for a lengthy training camp? Or are you a weekend warrior that just likes to do the boxercise? And there's many of us that love to do that. Do you see what I'm saying to you? All work and no play makes Jack, or we've got to say Jill in these circumstances, a very, very boring, dull person. But if you've got several million, this is the other end of the spectrum, if you've got several million stacked on a world title professional fight, you've gone away to a training camp, are you going to go down a pub or are you going to drink a 6-pack of Bud? Let's be honest. Let's put this into perspective. Let's also put into perspective, not all people drink alcohol. So is their social life at the weekend playing golf? Again, comes down to what type of person you are, where you are at in your boxing career. Could you self-justify on Saturday afternoon, let's suppose you've gone for your training camp out in Marbella. And so, Saturday training, bag work, speedball work with some torso training, torso strengthening thrown in. You don't show up. You know, you tell me, listeners, is that right or is that wrong? You know, you've got to put all of this into perspective. You've got to look at what is important in your life. You've got to look at those goals that you need to attain. You have to attain. You have to have it. It burns inside you. Like anything before, you make the sacrifices. You've made the sacrifices. Going to a training camp. You're away from your family. You're away from your loved ones because you want that title. You want to win that title. Nothing. Well, that is probably a bit strong. I was going to say nothing else matters. If something, God forbid, was to happen back at home, you know, you're going to be back there like grease lightning, aren't you? Let's be fair. But you get what I'm trying to say, don't you? It depends where you're at. It depends the mentality of what you want. You could be a weekend warrior that takes it really seriously. When you're not doing the boxing training, you're out on the road. When you're not out on the road, you're doing the weights. You know, it is a hobby that consumes you. And you're not really up for the drinking sessions down the pub with the lads down the local. Which, to be honest with you, I find terribly boring. Horrendously boring. On Saturday afternoon, supping, which I have done. I went through a funny period in my life, and I did get involved doing that. And I thought to myself, there's no joy in this. They're almost slaves to a bit of hops, sugar, water, and yeast, because that's all it is. A pint of bitter or a pint of lager, whatever. Hops, yeast, sugar, water. Well, you got these craft beers and lagers now where they might add a little bit of this in and a little bit of that in. But you see them, well, you used to see them, certainly back in the 80s and the 90s. Unless you go to a holiday area, we live on the coast, holiday area, and the pubs do get jam-packed because people are on holiday. It's mainly grockles, we call them grockles, holiday makers, getting pissed in the pub. But, I mean, in London, what is it? Almost 10 quid for a pint of hops, yeast, sugar and water. You only go and wee it up against the wall. I just can't think of anything more boring than doing that. In the gym that I used to train at, okay, on the wall, just in written, not on a placard or anything like that, somebody had written it, all boozers are losers. And guess what? The person that writ that up there is fucking right. You know, come on, wake up and smell coffee. Drink a coffee rather than a beer. No, sorry. Just attempting to be facetious. I know. You know, it sounds woolly-ish, but there we are. I found it so boring. You know, after half a dozen Cronenbergs, I'm thinking, I'm getting pissed. I'm losing control. I don't like the feeling. I'm bored fucking senseless. Are these the type of friends that I want in my life? Do you know what I mean? I'll tell you another thing. I was a kid, so obviously I weren't drinking alcohol. But that don't mean nothing nowadays, does it? Um, I didn't train properly for my first bout. Carded fight. You boxers and coaches out there will know what carded. It means where you go to your GP, you get medically checked over that you're fit to fight, blood pressure, breathing, all that sort of type of stuff. And you get a medical card. And that means that your matchmaker within the club will match you up with somebody of your same experience, same weight, same age. And you decide where you're going to fight them and you turn up and fight. It's as simple as that. So I've had my first carded fight and I didn't, it was close season. We'd come out of close season and it was in September and I hadn't really prepared at all. I had not prepared for this fight whatsoever. I don't think it's bad to mention a kid's name because I'm not saying anything detrimental or hateful or horrible. But it was against a kid called Brian Taylor. He was from the Epsom and Ewell Boxing Club. And it was at the Epsom and Ewell's boxing venue, a place called the Epsom Pit House, believe it or not. Anyway, I turned up. This is an experience for you. The bell went, seconds out, round one, bing, bing. And I thought, when I just went, I told you the phone call's coming. Hang on. Hello. Hello, madam. Yeah, okay. No, that's clear. Yeah, yeah, I might be. I'm selling some bits and pieces. Somebody's turning up that they hope to get to my place about 11 o'clock, but I should be it should be okay. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. If you could, as I'll tell you, why, because Sarah's wants to try and arrange three viewings for tomorrow. I told you that's where she had. I bet you thought it was me, didn't you? We've been right honest. We've been right honest now. And she's now blah 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 blah. When in Cherry Hill, and I was, oh, Sarah. So, yeah, I mean, if it could be done sooner rather than later. Yeah. Yeah. I reckon. Yeah. 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 I reckon he's a waiter. I reckon he's a waiter at one of those Indian restaurants, in the high street. That's what I. All right. Well, we'll wait to hear from you then, mate. Good job. You drive safely. Yeah, you drive safely then. Bye. 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 Right. Hello. Sorry about that. I told you it happened. These videos, right, they are unscripted, unedited. I like it that way. I hope you guys do too. You can be too squeaky clean, can't you? You know, too squeaky clean. And we like the sort of streetwise, gravelly approach. You know what I mean? We hope we entertain you with some real golden nuggets of information and encourage you. Anyway, so that was my call, just to keep you guys in the loop. It's an Asian couple, Indian couple, that are very interested in our home. They just so you know, we think that the guy might be working in an Indian restaurant or taxi driver, something like that. So something's scheduled. We'll know the answer, whether we've sold or not, just before midday. So thank you for bearing with me. Right, so we were talking, weren't we, about all this socializing thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be going down the pub getting pissed. I'll tell you what, I'll be honest, I don't compete in the ring anymore. You know, and so kind of, yeah. But I was talking to you one about my fight with Brian Taylor. That was it. Just had a bit of a senior moment there. See, these videos are natural. They're natural, live, emotional, passionate at times, honest, truthful. Like we are having a coffee, not a beer. We're in a well-known high street coffee shop, supping on coffee. So I went out, all guns blazing in the first. Punches flailing in all over the place. And this kid had a couple of fights actually before, and he blocked a few and just basically placed his punches. By the end of the first round, I sat down on the stool and I am super fucked. I am super fucked. My nose is bleeding. And boxers will know this. You have to train more than what you train for in the actual fight because of emotional energy that you use up. And you're not frightened or nothing like that, but you are on edge, and that can sap your energy. Anyway. My then coach, a guy called Gary Main, looked me square in the eyes. He had the towel, and he went, "It's fucking hard, isn't it?" I went, yeah. The second round came, and I got a bit of a good hide in. But I was so fucking determined. You ain't stopping me. You ain't stopping me. I'm not. And I never got stopped. I got some good hide-ins, I can tell you, throughout my 49 fights. But you are not stopping me. You are not. You can take the side of my face off. I'm not having that. RSC, ref, stop contest, round 2. So sat down. This time, my guy said to me, "Do you want to continue?" I said, yeah. And miraculously, I came back in the third round. This kid probably put so much out into the second round to try and get rid of me, because obviously his corner say, "Get out there, have a fight with him and stop him. You can stop this boy." Well, he didn't do that. He won unanimous, 57-60, 57-60, 57-60. So he done a job on me, all right, I can tell you. I vowed I vowed after that, all this silly bollocks of me going out on a bike and all that, wanting to go shopping, all that went out the window for my second fight. And I filled it, jam-packed filled it when I wasn't doing the boxing training proper with running, road work. What do I do? What do I need to do so I never gas again? Jogging and sprinting, jogging and sprinting, jogging and sprinting. Not jogging and walking, jogging and sprinting. And I did it, and it fucking killed me. The first time I did it. Oh, fucking hard in that bloody ring. This is hard. I was determined. Anyway, so I cut down a lot of the dross, which really and truly, if I'm fighting in the ring, even as a kid, as a beginning amateur, I learned that do I want to gas and get a fucking good hiding, which I did get from Brian Taylor, or am I going to work on my conditioning so at least I don't gas. At least I don't gas. So I did that. The second fight, which is now all closed down and smashed down, was at St. Helier, a pub called St. Helier with an H, St. Helier Arms, Rose Hill. That's in Surrey. And I boxed this kid, Luke Connors from Kingston Boxing Club. Stick it out, post run. Oh, I was going hell for leather. Ming, ming, ming. Sat me down. I had a different coach. I love Gary Main. I thought he was fantastic, but I had a different coach there, and he was wiping the brow and that. It's all right, steady. You're doing fine. You had him that round. Right, yeah, okay. Listening intently. Use that jab. Bang, bang. Lining up like we was doing in the gym, stepping with a jab and all of that. Went out second round. I really hammered this kid, and it was like almost a stoppage. And then the third round, it was all me, but not to the stoppage because I had still feeling wasted. But what I'm saying to you is the value of in the fighting sports of cutting down on social life is invaluable. You're stepping into the ring. You're stepping into the ring, for goodness sake. You got somebody that is more highly conditioned than you, and your skills are about the same. He's going to do you. They're going to do you. That person's going to do you. That female to female's going to do you. You're going to get done because you're lacking on the conditioning. So you've got to make that decision where you are at, where you want to be at with your boxing career. If you're a boxercise enthusiast and after a boxercise session you want to have a couple of lager shandies, fine. Why not? If you want to go and play golf at the weekend, why not? But the point of this chat is to ascertain where you're at in your boxing career, boxercise enthusiast or world heavyweight champion at a training camp. Decide where you're at, decide on your goals, and then adapt to your life. Okay, so I think that's enough I really hope you are enjoying these chats. I give my heart out. I purposefully, I purposefully don't want them to be too clinical, and if they're too clinical and perfect, they become sterile. Who wants a sterile chat? I want to be chatting to you like with Matt, and we're having a coffee together, something like that. That's the type of relationship I want. Now, I want any of yous that are interested to seriously consider, when you want to get some sports merch, to give us a look. Okay. I think when you go onto our site with the new kids on the block, and we're finding our feet and everything, we are highly professional. Highly professional. Every order is going through, will go through a very reputable, recognized, highly professional, highly adept at their work fulfillment house. Okay. Go and have a look at Trainwell, TRAINWELL, trainwellboxing.com. Have a gander at some of our merch, okay? And you'll see how professional we are in what we do. But having the chats with you, I don't want to come across too pompous. I don't want to come across like I've got a plum in my mouth. I want to come across as a humble person. I do have knowledge within boxing. I really, really do. And if you haven't already listened to some of these audios, have a listen, and you will see that we can encourage you. Oh boy, there's so much that's coming. It is untrue, and we leave our competitors standing, because the reason why we give you honest to goodness knowledge that we have used, that we are using from the heart, that is meant to encourage you, get you stronger, get you fitter, giving you that knowledge. Like, what can I say? What else can I say? Giving you that knowledge from the heart, honestly, that, yeah, it will improve your boxing without a shadow of a doubt. If you just are receptive, okay, that's all we're asking you to do. Be receptive. Have a listen. Have a think. Ponder and peruse and think, yeah, I'll run that by my strength and conditioning coach and see what they say. All right. So, yeah, just listen to us, then decide whether you're going to absorb it, take it on board, or trash it. All right. Thanks for your time. You lot have a lovely weekend, whatever you're up to. And I'll speak to you again soon. This is Cliff Graves from Trainwell Boxing. Bye for now. Take it easy.